forget to subscribe to the life of Shane MacGowan, the all-time great bandleader. One of the all-time great bandleaders and writer of Christmas classic Fairy Tale of New York, McGowan invigorated rock with the power of Irish folk music. McGowan sought to bring the power of Irish folk music to the rock scene, with his writing drawing from literature, mythology and the Bible. It became obvious that everything that could be done with a standard rock format had been done, usually quite badly, he told the NME in 1983 as the Pogues were getting off the ground. We just wanted to shove music that had roots, and is just generally stronger and has more real anger and emotion, down the throats of a completely pop-orientated pop audience. He frequently wrote about Irish culture and nationalism and the experiences of the Irish diaspora, reclaiming the racist Paddy stereotype, or reinforcing it, depending on who you asked. Early in his career, he often performed in a Union Jack suit, but in Julian Temple's 2020 documentary, Crock of Gold, A Few Rounds with Shane MacGowan, he said, "I was ashamed I didn't have the guts to join the IRA, and the Pogues was my way of overcoming that." His dedication to his craft earned him the Ivor Novello Songwriting Inspiration Award in 2018, following 5 albums with the Pogues and various solo releases. The Pogues' highest charting song, Fairy Tale of New York, a duet with Kirsty MacColl, reached No. 2 in 1987 and became a Christmas classic. Irish President Michael Higgins was among those paying tribute, writing, "His words have connected Irish people all over the globe to their culture and history. The genius of Shane's contribution includes the fact that his songs capture within them." As Shane would put it, the measure of our dreams, of so many worlds, and particularly those of love, of the emigrant experience and of facing the challenges of that experience with authenticity and courage, and of living and seeing the sides of life that so many turn away from. Billy Bragg was among the musicians voicing admiration for McGowan's craft, calling him one of the greatest songwriters of my generation. The Pogues reinvigorated folk music in the early 80s, and his songs put the focus onto lyric writing, opening doors for the likes of myself and others. Appropriately, McGowan was born on the 25th of December 1957, near Tunbridge Wells. His parents were Irish immigrants residing in Kent, who moved around the southeast of England. His whole family was musical. McGowan said he learned a song a day from family on his mother's side and gave his first performance at age 3. "They put me up on the kitchen table to sing and the song went down very well," he told The Guardian. "I did public performances regularly after that." In the late 2000s, Fairy Tale of New York began staging a perennial resurgence in the Christmas singles chart, thanks to the rise of downloads and later streaming. With this renewed prominence came fervent debate over its use of the word faggot and more BBC censorship, with the word sometimes muted from the song depending on which of its radio stations you listened to. In 2018, McGowan defended Fairy Tale, saying the word was in keeping with its protagonist. "She is just supposed to be an authentic character, and not all characters in songs and stories are angels or even decent and respectable." In later years, he brushed off the debate as ridiculous. He had used a wheelchair since 2015, following a fall that fractured his pelvis, and subsequent falls that damaged his knees. McGowan's last album was The Pope's The Crock of Gold in 1997, although since 2015 he had been working on an as yet unreleased album of covers and originals with the Irish band Cronin. Among his final artistic output was The Eternal Bust and The Crock of Gold, a lavish art book which was praised by critic Waldemar Januszczak for McGowan's demented, wild, fascinating, scabrous kind of energy. Copies of the book were sold for £1,000 each to raise money for McGowan's care. McGowan's last album was The Pope's The Crock of Gold in 1997, although since 2015 he had been working on an as yet unreleased album of covers and originals with the Irish band Cronin. Among his final artistic output was The Eternal Bust and The Crock of Gold, a lavish art book which was praised by critic Waldemar Januszczak for McGowan's demented, wild, fascinating, scabrous kind of energy. Copies of the book were sold for £1,000 each to raise money for McGowan's care. McGowan is survived by Clark, whom he married in 2018. They met when McGowan was 24 and she was 16. He also once said he fathered a son, born around 1991. "I wouldn't wish myself on any kid as a father," he told The Telegraph. He is also survived by his sister Siobhan and father Morris. Source TheGuardian.com. Do not forget to subscribe in the channel.